Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 362. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Hasbro Toys, Star Wars, the Black Series, Grand Moff Tarkin with droid action figure. An ambitious, ruthless proponent of military power, Wilhuff Tarkin became a favorite of Emperor Palpatine and rose rapidly through the Imperial ranks. This 6-inch scale action figure of Grand Moff Tarkin is an exact match to how he looked on the bridge in command of the Death Star. Tarkin is highly detailed, with intricate detailing down to the ranking on his chest as Grand Moff. Figure is also fully articulated for posing in play. Included is the Imperial interrogation droid, fully equipped with arms, sporting all kinds of nasty devices, including an injection of truth serum. Droid comes on a clear base to look as if it's flying on its own. Released by Hasbro Toys. Now, the comic of the day is Star Wars, Age of Rebellion, Grand Moff Tarkin, issue number 1. This is a one-shot, with cover date of April 2019, with story by Greg Pak, art by Mark Lamming, and cover by Rachel and Terry Dodson. This story is titled Tooth and Claw. We open on Eriadu, where a little boy, Wilhuff Tarkin, is being chased by 2 large native wildcats. He calls for his uncle, Jova Tarkin, who lets him know, kill or be killed. It's the Tarkin way. Decades later, Grand Moff Tarkin is in command of the first Death Star. Tarkin orders Admiral Motti to tell the entire crew over the intercom about the 45 million inhabitants of the planet. Following the announcement, Tarkin orders Admiral Motti to prepare the Death Star to fire. Before the gunners can complete firing sequence, Tarkin orders the simulation terminated. When Motti asks what happened, he finds that 168 gunners must execute the protocol at the right time. Tarkin demands to see all the gunners immediately. The Death Star gunners assemble in the hangar bay for Tarkin to inspect them all. He speaks to Chief Gunner Frant and calls them weak and soft. Tarkin asks a stormtrooper to give him a vibroblade to fight Tarkin one-on-one. If he survives, he's awarded with being promoted to captain. The gunner refuses, but Tarkin dares him, revealing a fang of the Eriadu feline beast. Frant gives in, but ends up slashed with the fang several times, killing him. This assault and fight was a warning for the gunners. He reminds them they are Death Star gunners, and trained to unleash the most powerful weapon in the galaxy. Tarkin chastises them for hesitating to destroy a planet during a simulation. They're reminded their only job is to fire when commanded. If they're unable to do their job, then they are to report for decommissioning and shipment to a labor colony. Adding this will be their only warning. Later, in the famous scene above Alderaan, Tarkin confronts the rebel leader Princess Leia Organa. Darth Vader is also present. This scene takes place after Leia's torture by the Torture Bot. After giving up the false name of the rebel base, he orders them to proceed with the destruction of her homeworld. The Death Star quickly destroys Alderaan. While Motti and Tarkin are pleased with the successful firing, Tarkin orders another officer to obtain the mission report reaction data and summon any blue flags to Bay 12. Later, at Bay 12, Tarkin speaks with 6 gunners who hesitated at key points during the firing sequence. Tarkin tells them they had bio-trackers installed inside the helmets of every gunner on the station, and he gave them the opportunity to resign their commission. The stormtroopers usher the men into the airlock, and then they are sucked out into the zero gravity of space. Tarkin, back in his quarters, unbuttons his tunic and reads a datapad. The Fang dagger rests on a nearby table while TIE fighters circle the Death Star. Geek fact: This was the second one-shot in the canon comic book anthology series, Star Wars, Age of Rebellion. Bonus geek fact: if you hadn't guessed, the boy at the beginning of the story being mauled by the Wildcats, Wilhuff Tarkin, is none other than Grand Moff Tarkin, many years later. And the fang he used to kill one of the gunners is from one of the two Wildcats he killed on Eriadu. To those we lost. Here is a remembrance page dedicated to the then recently passed Stan Lee, with an excellent quote from his famous Stan's Soapbox from October of 1967. If you'd like to read it, pause now. Advertising ad fact. Even though there weren't a lot of ads in this issue, there was this ad for the upcoming one-shots in the story arc of Age of Rebellion. We covered Grand Moff Tarkin, but coming soon is Princess Leia Organa, Master Yoda, Han Solo, and the one and only Boba Fett. And final geek fact: Wilhuff Tarkin, better known as Grand Moff Tarkin, was a bureaucrat from Eriadu, military officer and politician whose career spanned from the final years of the Galactic Republic into the reign of the successor state, the Galactic Empire. Tarkin, a member of the Tarkin family, one of Eriadu's pioneers, served in the Galactic Republic's judicial system before returning to his homeworld to serve as its governor. When the Clone Wars broke out, he became a commissioned officer in the Republic Navy. As a captain, he served under Jedi General Piel until his death, while prisoners in the Citadel. Saved by the Jedi rescue team, Tarkin grew to respect Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, who agreed with Tarkin that the Jedi's code conflicted with wartime duties. Tarkin opposed the Jedi Order leading the Grand Army of the Republic, as peacekeepers should not direct the war effort. A favorite of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, he rose through the ranks to Adjutant General of the Grand Army, allowing him to act as prosecutor in the trial of Ahsoka Tano, suspected of treason. He rose to become the first Grand Moff, overseeing the whole Outer Rim, including the Death Star mobile battle station. After his death, and the destruction of the Death Star at the Battle of Yavin, the First Order, having rose to power, commemorated Grand Moff's memory in an effort to portray Imperial leaders in a more heroic light. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another Daily Comic and Collectible, where I really went down the rabbit hole. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Cat Fan Comics Man, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.